The day begins like any other. The golden light spilling across the Heartland ranch, horses grazing, and Amy working quietly in the round pen. But something feels off. There's a silence that doesn't belong, a distance in her eyes that even Lindy notices. Ever since the strange message came through from Price's ranch, a warning about a wolf sighting that doesn't add up, Amy's been unsettled. Not because of the wolf itself, but because of what the message didn't say. It came from someone who shouldn't know how to reach her, someone connected to a part of her past she thought she'd left behind. At the same time, Lou is back in the thick of local politics, juggling her duties as mayor while trying to keep the ranch afloat. But this time, her focus isn't on her image. It's on protecting something much closer to home. A new land development plan has surfaced, threatening to divide the valley and cut through grazing land that's been in her family for generations. She suspects Price has something to do with it, but what she doesn't know is how deep the plan runs. And when she gets an anonymous document left at her office, with a map of the land and a single word scrawled across it, mine, she realizes this isn't just business. It's personal. Meanwhile, Jack tries to keep everyone grounded. He knows when the air shifts around Heartland, trouble isn't far behind. His new ranch hand, Caleb's nephew, is eager but reckless, the kind of energy that reminds Jack of Ty when he first arrived. The boy's got heart, but he's hiding something. Jack can see it in the way he flinches when the word accident comes up, or how he avoids the old barn at dusk. Jack's instincts tell him that the kid didn't come to Heartland just to work. He came to escape something. Across town, Tim has been restless. Ever since his last checkup, he's been pushing himself harder. Longer rides, late nights, and a determination that borders on obsession. He insists he's fine, but Marion's old journal, which he's been secretly reading, says otherwise. There's an entry that mentions something Amy never knew about. A promise made long ago to protect Heartland at all costs. And as Tim reads further, he finds a name written beside it. The same name that appeared in Price's documents. By midday, clouds start to gather. Amy senses the change before anyone else. Spartan, once calm, grows uneasy, pawing the ground and turning his head toward the tree line. Lou's phone buzzes again with another unknown number. When she answers, there's only static, then a single whisper that chills her blood. It's starting. Later that evening, the family gathers for dinner. It's supposed to be comforting. Jack's stew on the table, the smell of coffee in the air, but no one's talking. The tension is thick. Amy finally breaks the silence, admitting she's been having dreams, the kind she hasn't had since Ty died. Dreams about a wolf watching from the hills, eyes glowing, waiting. Tim brushes it off as stress, but Lou can't shake the image of that message. Jack, quiet as ever, just looks toward the window, his reflection staring back at him like an omen. Outside, the wind picks up. The horses grow restless. A distant howl echoes through the valley, low and mournful. And for a moment, Amy swears she sees movement near the ridge. Not a wolf, but a figure watching them. When she steps outside to look again, there's nothing there. Only the fading sound of gravel crunching and a shadow disappearing into the trees. What no one knows yet is that this isn't just about a wolf or a land dispute. It's about a secret buried years ago, one that could change everything they thought they knew about Heartland's history. The ties between Price's ranch and Heartland run deeper than anyone ever realized, and episode 4 will begin to unravel that truth, piece by piece, glance by glance, word by word. As the night deepens, Amy stands alone under the wide Alberta sky, feeling the chill of something approaching. Not a storm, not danger, something else, a reckoning. And by dawn, nothing at Heartland will ever feel the same again. The next morning, Heartland feels uneasy, as if the air itself is holding its breath. The horses are restless, birds refuse to settle, and Amy can't shake the feeling that something, or someone, is watching. She tries to keep busy, training a new mare brought in from Price's ranch, but even the animal's eyes seem haunted, like it remembers something it shouldn't. As Amy brushes its coat, she notices a faint mark near its shoulder. A scar, shaped almost like a crescent. It looks too deliberate to be an accident. Jack walks up behind her, silent but watchful. He doesn't ask what's wrong, but Amy knows he feels it too. "Sometimes," he says quietly, "the land remembers things people try to forget." His words linger. Amy doesn't reply, but later that day, when she rides out to check the north fence, she finds the same crescent mark carved into an old fence post. Fresh, sharp, and deliberate. Back at the ranch house, Lou meets with the town's planning board. The proposal for the new land development is moving faster than she expected, and the man leading the presentation isn't Price. It's someone new. A woman named Evelyn Hart, smooth-talking, confident, and clearly connected. She claims the project will bring growth to Hudson, but Lou senses another motive. When Lou challenges her on the location of the new construction zone, right through Heartland's Old West pasture, Evelyn just smiles. Progress always comes at a price. The way she says it makes Lou's stomach turn. Later, as Lou drives home, she gets another anonymous text. "Stop digging. It's not your fight." But that's exactly what makes her dig deeper. Meanwhile, Tim's been acting stranger by the day. He's up before dawn, gone for hours, and when he returns, he smells of engine oil and dirt. When Amy asks where he's been, he brushes her off, saying he's checking the fences. But Jack knows better. He follows Tim one morning and finds him near the edge of Price's property, digging by an old irrigation ditch. When Jack confronts him, Tim finally breaks. "I think I found something Marion hid." He pulls a rusted tin box from the soil, sealed tight with tape and time. Inside, there's a photograph. Marion and a man who isn't Jack, smiling in front of a young Price Ranch sign. On the back, written in Marion's handwriting, "The deal that saved Heartland." Jack doesn't say a word. He just looks at the picture, jaw set. Whatever that deal was, it's something Marion never told anyone. Back at the ranch, the young ranch hand, Ethan, struggles to fit in. Caleb tries to show him the ropes, but the boy's distant, distracted. One evening, when Jack finds him standing near the barn, staring toward the hills, Ethan admits something that makes Jack's blood run cold. "I've seen it," he whispers. "The wolf." But it's not a wolf. Jack waits, but Ethan doesn't explain further, just walks away, eyes down. That night, Amy can't sleep. She steps out onto the porch and looks toward the ridge. The moonlight paints everything silver, and for a moment she sees movement, something shifting between the trees. She grabs a flashlight and follows the path down toward the creek. The air grows colder with every step. When she reaches the clearing, she finds tracks in the mud. Too large for a wolf, too uneven for a human. Then from behind her, a twig snaps. Amy spins around. Nothing. Only silence. Until a voice drifts from the darkness, low and familiar. "You shouldn't be here, Amy." She freezes. It's a man's voice, one she hasn't heard in years. When she shines the light toward it, she sees a figure at the edge of the trees. His face is hidden by the shadows, but there's something in his stance, something achingly familiar. Before she can speak, he turns and vanishes into the woods. Amy rushes back to the house, heart pounding. When she tells Jack what she saw, he doesn't dismiss her. Instead, he looks toward the window and says quietly, "Then it's true." He's back. Lou overhears, confused. "Who's back?" she asks, but Jack just shakes his head. "Someone we should have never lost." The next morning, Hudson wakes to chaos. Cattle from Price's ranch have broken through the fence and wandered into Heartland's lower pasture. Price himself shows up, furious, accusing Heartland of sabotage. Lou tries to reason with him, but he's too angry to listen. Then, out of nowhere, Evelyn Hart arrives, calm and smiling, insisting she'll handle it. The tension is thick, and Amy notices something in Evelyn's car, a photograph on the dashboard. It's the same one Marion had in that box. That night, as the dust settles and quiet returns to the ranch, Amy sits alone, staring at the old photograph Jack left on the kitchen table. She traces her mother's face with her finger and whispers, "What did you do, Mom?" And somewhere out in the dark hills, a light flickers once, then disappears. The wind carries a whisper across the valley, low, steady, and almost human. The past isn't done with Heartland. It's only just begun to speak. Morning arrives heavy and gray, the kind of morning where even the coffee doesn't wake anyone up. The family moves through the house like shadows, quiet, distracted, each lost in their own thoughts. Amy can't stop replaying the voice she heard in the woods. It wasn't her imagination. She's certain of that. The way he said her name, it carried memory, weight, and something else. Regret. Jack senses her unease, but he says nothing. Instead, he does what Jack always does. He keeps moving, fixing, mending, keeping the ranch running as if routine might hold the pieces of their lives together. But when Amy catches him standing by the barn, staring at the horizon like he's waiting for someone, she knows he's hiding more than he's saying. Lou, meanwhile, is determined to find out who Evelyn Hart really is. A late-night search through Old Town records reveals something startling. Evelyn isn't new to Hudson. Her family name appears on land deeds from decades ago, long before Heartland ever existed. Her grandfather owned large portions of the valley before selling part of it to Marion Fleming. The deal was recorded, but the terms were sealed. That's when Lou realizes Marion didn't just save Heartland. She might have taken it from someone else, and that someone's family has finally come back. At Price's ranch, the tension's rising too. Price has been on edge since the cattle incident, but there's something else bothering him. Late at night, he's been hearing noises in his barn, chains rattling, footsteps where no one should be. His ranch hands quit one by one, claiming to see a figure moving through the fog near the creek. When Evelyn visits, he confronts her. "You said it'd be clean," he snaps, but Evelyn only smiles, her eyes colder than the air outside. It is clean. You're just hearing what the land remembers. Back at Heartland, Amy decides to go back to the ridge. She can't explain it, but she feels drawn there, like something is calling her. She brings Spartan and rides out at dawn, the valley still wrapped in mist. When she reaches the clearing, she finds something new, an old weathered sign half buried in the dirt. She brushes away the mud, revealing faded words. Heart and Land Company. Estimated 1982. The name hits her like a shock. Heart and Land. The same as Evelyn Hart's name. The truth starts to take shape piece by piece. Heartland wasn't just a name. It was a deal. A partnership that broke apart decades ago, leaving bitterness buried beneath the soil. And now, the descendants of that deal are standing face to face. When Amy returns home, she shows the sign to Jack. For a moment, he says nothing, just runs his hand over the wood. "Marion always said Heartland was built on hard work," he mutters. "She never mentioned it was built on someone else's loss." Amy presses him for answers, but Jack finally admits he doesn't know everything either. Marion made that deal before he and she were together, and whatever she promised, she never told him. "But if Evelyn Hart's here to collect," he says quietly, "then we're all in trouble." That evening, Lou holds a town meeting hoping to stop the development project before it starts. The hall is packed, voices rising, sides forming. Evelyn stands at the front, calm and confident, with Price beside her. Lou steps up to speak, her voice steady but firm, demanding transparency about the land rights. Evelyn's smile doesn't fade, but her tone sharpens. "This valley was never yours to protect, Lou. You've just been living on borrowed time." The crowd murmurs, uneasy. Lou feels her pulse quicken. "Heartland has always stood for family, for legacy," she says. "You can't rewrite that." Evelyn tilts her head, eyes glinting. "Who said I want to rewrite it? I just want to finish what was started." Before Lou can respond, the lights flicker. A gust of wind sweeps through the hall, rattling windows. Somewhere outside, a wolf howls. Long, hollow, almost human. For a moment, everyone freezes. Evelyn's expression hardens, just slightly. Lou notices it. So does Amy. And when the meeting ends in chaos, Evelyn is gone. Later that night, Amy and Jack sit together on the porch, the sky wide and starless. "I saw him again," Amy whispers. "In the woods." I think it's connected to her. To Evelyn? Jack looks at her, his face unreadable. "Maybe," he says, "but maybe it's something else. Maybe the past isn't just returning, it's asking for something." Inside the house, Lou finds a folder slipped under the front door. Inside, there's a single photo. Evelyn's grandfather and Marion standing side by side, smiling. And scrawled across the bottom in ink that's faded but still legible are 4 words that make Lou's heart stop cold. Debt paid in full. But who paid it? And how? The next day breaks with a heavy silence. Rain has soaked the valley overnight, turning the ground to mud and the skies to iron. Amy wakes before dawn, unable to shake the dream that chased her through the night. Marion's standing in the round pen, whispering something she can't quite hear. When Amy reaches out, her mother fades, leaving only the echo of that same word carved on the old fence post. Mine. She rides out early, desperate for answers. The hills are still shrouded in mist when she reaches the creek where she last saw the figure. This time, she's not alone. Ethan is already there, kneeling beside the old irrigation ditch with a flashlight. He startles when he sees her, then lowers his gaze. "I didn't mean for you to come," he mutters. Amy dismounts and approaches slowly. "Then why are you here?"